What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, it's greatly appreciated. I'm humbled. All the good stuff, man. Thank you guys so much. So I was watching an interview the other day and several people have asked me to touch on this subject. So I will, just because, hey, asking you shall receive. But trip out on this. I sat back and I literally watched this whole interview and I was flabbergasted. That's the word, man. Word of the day, right? I was kind of just like, wow. For someone who doesn't feel threatened or a threat by the opposition, why do you even speak on it? Why do you even care? What does it have to do with you? Like, it's just a trip, man. And again, man, I didn't want to touch on this subject, but a lot of people asked me to, so here we go. There's a rapper, Southern California. I guess you could call him a rapper. I don't know if he still raps or he just runs around with his shirt off, but his name's Bozo, right? And I've always respected Bozo's intelligence, the way he speaks. He's well thought out. You know, every interview that I've ever seen, and especially one activity in particular, made me become a fan of his, made me become somebody that said, you know what? Maybe this Vato is doing the right thing for the right reasons. But as I started to look at some of the things he was saying over and over again, he became redundant and it became a clown show, a Bozo the Clown show. It became a certain point where I just had to sit back and say, as a non-active gang member, right? Someone who doesn't participate in the shenanigans, like this Vato, right? Just misses all the time. This Vato, his head is stuck up in the clouds looking for shit. He doesn't understand the situation or the game. And then as I started to kind of dissect his criminal activities and what he's been into, I realized, you were never on a 4 or 3 yard, so you don't know the way it really rolls. You might have some interaction with some real ones, and you might be, you know, quick to jump on the phone with some real ones. But are you yourself a real one? And I beg to differ on certain things, right? So I see this guy do an interview the other day, and he had a lot to say about the northern Raza, right? The norteños. And I mean, lately it's been going back and forth, and everybody is entitled to their own opinions. But when you preface a fucking interview by saying, fuck the other side right from the gate, and then talk about they pose no threat, they lost, they already waved the white flag, the Southsider has already won the war, all this, right? Maybe so, maybe that might be the case. But what have you contributed to the war besides running your neck on the internet? What have you actually done to a norteño to say, hey, I'm one up, or I participated in the guerra, other than just saying fuck the other side or fuck them vatos? See, if I learned a long time ago, the way I was laced up, if somebody doesn't pose a threat, get the fuck up out of here, bro. You're not even going to speak on them. You're not even going to trip on them. You're not even going to worry about them, because like Bozo says, them vatos are from way up there. He's from down there. There's no interaction there. Okay, so if there's no interaction, why is there so much hatred? There's only 2 reasons why people have hatred for other people. 1, they've either got done bad by them, something real bad, drug in the mud, right? Or 2, they're being told to throw out these messages and these direct hits and spit fucking poison. Now, if you don't care about the other side, then why in every interview do you fucking talk shit? You know, as a real G, a gangster, or someone who's supposed to carry himself to a certain standard of intelligence, you are supposed to not even pay attention and to not fucking wolf on people. See, people that wolf constantly are called cell warriors, wolf cases, pressure cases, people that bump baking soda breath on doors. But if you've never really been behind doors because you've never achieved that level of 3 and 4 status within the penitentiary, you know, within the California Department of Corrections, and you're just used to dorm living, then I could understand the situation. So it leads me to believe maybe, quite possibly, Bozo's been done dirty, you know, somewhere along the line by the Northerners, and he just can't get over it. I can't go for that. No, he's on his Daryl Hall and John Oates shit, right? Literally, 1980s. He can't get over the fact that the norteño movement is doing what they do. Now, there's a lot of back and forth, especially nowadays, man, with Chito Ranas and Rico Too Smooth, and then you got Lazy Boy from Sanjo, and of course, Lefty Gunplay. And there's a lot of fucking woofing going on, and it seems like the North and South guerra is reigniting, especially on the streets. Maybe not so behind the walls where it counts, but on the streets, it definitely has not stopped. The beat must go on. The funk is getting more funkier. It's starting to stink around this camp. And I'm realizing it and looking at it from a situation of, damn, I thought there was going to be some type of unity. I thought the North and South were going to be able to bypass some of these hurdles, man, of the past and start functioning, man, and maybe working hand in hand to get a big, gigantic bag like the brothers do, like the Crips, the Bloods. Could it be some North Day thugs? But then I realized Mexicans are a little bit different. Mexicans carry themselves a certain way. And then I realized when it comes to Bozo, he ain't Mexican, is he? Right? So it seems like people that are not Raza always try to stir controversy. Now, I did gain a level of respect for Bozo, man, so I'm not here to fucking drag his name through the mud. I don't know his fucking resume. I don't know what he's been locked up for. I could care less, to be honest with you. All I care about is what I see and what he says, man, which I think is he's basically trying to belittle a whole group of people, man, because he's unaware of how those people really rock. He's only heard stories or what he thinks he should say rather than what he will say. You know, you can't run around with your shirt off in every podcast, bro, with your nipples poked out, talking shit about the next man. Because it just looks real zesty-ish. I'm just zestfully clean, you know, or zestfully caca. Either way, it just doesn't look cool. But I will say this, you know, when he pulled up with American Cholo to no jumper and stood strong for the Raza, not just Gil and what he had going on, but for all the Raza and demanded an apology from Adam, which no apology really ever came other than Adam just, Mexicans cut my lawn, right? That type of shit. I felt there was a place in my heart where I said, you know what, this Vato Bozo, maybe he is the type of person, Holmes, that could put bullshit to the side, gang politics to the side, and realize that we're all brown. But I've come to see lately that ain't the case. This Vato just definitely has a bone to pick with the Northerners, with the Norteños, yet he doesn't ever go up north like he says, so there's no guerra there. You can't participate in a war, Holmes, if you don't participate in the war. Bumping baking soda breath and running your neck is not participation, Holmes. That's called slander, defecating on people's characters, and really, you know, doing it from a distance. You can't gangbang from a distance. You're either going to fucking be up front in front of their mascara and say what you have to say, or you're not. Now, you know, you can't be a hypocrite and say, hey, these Vatos ain't a threat. These Vatos are nada. These Vatos are the G Leagues. You know, he said in this interview, the Norteños were the G Leagues, that the Southsiders are the major leagues. There ain't no Kobe's or LeBrons over there. There ain't no none of this. Well, how would you know if you've never been there? How would you know if you've never functioned on the yarda around real individuals? You know, I've heard in the past, we made Norteños put their shirt on. We made Norteños. Hey, bro, you know, someone needs to tell you that you need to put a shirt on. Stop fucking hanging a little bit, you know? Now, I don't defend North or South. Let's get that fucking straight up. When the person asked me to do this, video, I told him, hey, I'm not here in defense of the Norteño cause or the Southern cause, because at the same time, I respect both evenly, because I've done time with real Norteños and real Southsiders. See, I've been where there's war, Holmes. I've participated in the wars. You know, so I can speak on certain things. Now, I know I'm non-active, and of course, Bozo might bounce back with, there's a dropout, fuck the dropouts. Bro, you damn near are, though. You know, you don't do nothing. Rapping and talking shit about the other side is not real gangbanging, bro. That right there is worse than what I'm doing here, bro, which is just being real. So we can go that route. You know, when you sit there and you say, and you preach the gospel of these Vatos are beneath the Southsiders, these Vatos ain't nada. If that's the case, why are they still around? That's just like Vatos saying the same thing on the Bulldogs. Them Vatos ain't shit. Them Vatos, yeah, but for 50 fucking years, they still been there. They're still on yards. They're still such a threat that fucking all the pedazos got to get buried on the yard. That Vatos got to run up as soon as they see them. If they're not a threat, bro, a threat is a threat, and a non-threat is someone you don't even pay attention to. Chorra, fuck that about this way guy, and they just move on, right? But when someone like you say, hey man, hey, they're gonna get off where they're mad at, that's called a threat, bro. And then you worried about them a little bit, or you're at least concerned. Maybe not worried is the right word, but concerned, definitely, right? So, but this guy Bozo just trips me out that he would go sit down. And in 2024, this ain't the 90s when shit was popping. This ain't the 80s when shit was being established. This ain't the fucking 2000s when Vatos fucking decided that they just had to let the bangs go. This ain't none of that. This is 2024. We're in fucking the Jetsons era, right? Meet George Jetson, right? We're way over there. His dog Elroy, or was it his boy Elroy? Either way, right? We're way over there now. And there's still Vatos talk, and especially a Vato that doesn't know. Never went to the youth authority, never been to a level 3 or level 4 facility, never really functioned with the opposition. See, let me tell you about real Southsiders, man, that I've been around. And to be able to tell you about a real Southerner, I have to tell you about the youth authority. Okay, so in the youth authority, I'd be on a compa, and these were my enemigas. These were Vatos that posed a threat, but we even then we came to an understanding. We were tired of lockdown situations. Hey, if we had beef, if it was that serious, we can go behind handball courts, go in a closet and fucking get off the latrine area. There was bliñas, blind spots, where we could fight, get our aggressions off, get off where we're mad at, and not have to put everybody on lockdown. You know, after so many times of riots and melees, people adapted. We adapted to where we can handle our business. And either way, we understood the administration was not going to separate us. It was a no-go with that. We were going to just have to just keep getting off. And people get tired of lockdown. So smart people that play chess and not checkers decide, hey, let's get our chess on, and we can get off when the time permits, right? And we program like that. Now, over that amount of time, some of us develop relationships and friendships and chop it up and laugh and whatever. Because really deep down inside, we knew that albeit this was supposed to be the supposed enemy because we were being told, or we always thought we were being told, even though nobody was telling us, you know, we got cool with Vatos. We adapted to the program, right? And I did a lot of time in Southern California in Whittier and Nellis. So I adapted to that Southern program, man. There was no putting shirts on. There was no, you couldn't show tattoos because I had a 14 over my eye and I was walking the yarda. There was no way to cover that up, right? So anyways, we're kicking it. And I'm going to tell you right now, every time a Southsider would come through that door that had like 11, 10, 12 enemies on that compa, them Vatos didn't wait. They got off where they were mad at. Where you from, Mr. Playboys? 18, rushing each other, right? Constantly. It was a constant thing. Every time that door opened, everybody took a step back like, oh, who's coming in the door now? Sometimes it was a Vato that didn't have enemies on that compound. It was all good. He blended. But most times he did have enemies and he had to fight every single one of them, whether it was in the open right then and there, especially if they were in there for killing like one of their homeboys, which happened quite frequently down there in Southern California. But if it wasn't, then it was whatever, right? But everybody functioned. Everybody programmed. That was real gangster shit, bro. That was real handle your business shit. That wasn't bump baking soda breath. That wasn't just talk shit but never have been involved. So you can't truly hate someone and have a pure hatred unless they've put tippy toes and fingertips on you. You know, that's why I think somewhere along the line, man, in Bozo's stay on a level 2, that he came into some type of, you know, friction with the Northerner and he came out on the short end of the stick. It just seems that way because he's so goddamn mad. You know, after all this time, like, you can't preach unity of the Raza. You can't preach helping the youth and then you preach fuck them other Vatos. What about the kids from the other side? Is it fuck them because they just didn't grow up past Bakersfield? You know, is it that much hatred that you won't sit down and conversate? Now, a question that was posed to him was how he felt about, you know, Lazy Boy doing the no jumper. And I know everyone has their opinion. And that Vato was like, oh, they're trying to copy us. They have to come to Southern California to get some shine and this and that. You don't see us going up there getting any shine. And they have to worry about, you know, the Southsiders that are upstate, giving them the blues. Just all these different things he was saying, but never took an elbow. Was always the North loses, the North loses. The North wants to be, they're wannabes. They want to be like this. They want to be like that. Bro, it seems like you, Bozo, want to have them in your fucking vocal cords. You want to have them all up in your on your lengua because to constantly talk about someone that you don't care about makes no sense, right? It just makes absolutely no sense. You can't fucking push unity. You can't, or not unity because he's never done that and I won't put that on his plate, but you can't push positivity and it's all about the raza and we need our just due as people, but exclude half the raza. You know, that's why it's Northern Raza, Southern Raza. And them Southern and Northern tags are put on from fucking years ago by people who established and really put in that guerra, put in that work, bro, to say that. But to everyone else, man, that's never done that, it's just Raza, period. It's all the same. Yeah, Vatos might have different characteristics, different ways they talk, different ways they dress. But at the end of the day, man, it's meshing and blending so much. I can't tell the North from the South anymore. Everybody's saying the fucking N-word. Everybody's trying to act black. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody's pants are tighter than fucking spray paint. Krylon. Everybody's doing different shit nowadays. You can't tell the difference. The only difference is the colors or the way people speak and carry themselves. Now, for someone who is definitely trying to speak and say they're a representative of the Southern cause, It's definitely not looking professional, definitely not looking real, man. Because this guy Bozo seems like he puts his pata in his mouth a lot by just the things that he says. Now, again, I didn't want to disrespect this guy, man. I don't care about the North-South issues. I'm just saying, man, if all's fair in love and war, you can't proclaim to be a certain way and a certain person, man, and just constantly disrespect people that you don't even know. It just makes no sense. It's not real gangster tactics. It's not chess and checkers. That's the game of who, right? Of guess who. Sorry. It just ain't cool. Any real seasoned motherfucker, Lowry's, that will tell you, bro, you know, hey, Vatos are very well respected in prison on every side. Yes, you're always going to have a bias. You're always going to put your people first. That's understandable. I ain't got nothing to say about that. I realize that, man. And as someone who's just for everybody, man, who no one could say I've ever disrespected the Southern car. No one could say that. I get so much hatred from my own people, man, from people up north because, hey, you show the Southsiders too much love. You respect them too much. And I'm going to keep continuing to do that. But I'm also going to keep it real, man, and call a spade a spade. And if I see someone who I know is fucking full of shit, who just wants to fucking break up unity, who wants to stir chaos and controversy for whatever reason, you don't look cool with your fucking glasses on and your gloves, Holmes, when it's 100-degree weather in the inside, trying to act cool and tough and talk about them vatos are the G League. They can't fuck with us. They can't fuck with us. Hey, there is no us, Holmes. As a man, there's only you. See, all that us and depending on homeboys and my homeboys will take my fades for me and I'm the bag and all this, bro. See, we didn't program like that back then, and I'm sure they don't program like that now. There is no fucking us. There's you as a man. And if you're not willing to handle your business and put in that work for all the shit you speak on, bro, then what the fuck are you talking about? I hate when people do that. Hey, bro, you know, when I first got out, I was non-active. I knew what time it was. I didn't have no car. I was walking to the parole office and a homie pulled up, a very well-known homie pulled up, who I fucking knew real tough, good homie, but I knew he was going to feel a certain way, so I was willing to fucking whatever, Holmes, defend myself. I'm not going to fucking go run and hide. It was what it was. You caught me, Holmes, I caught you. Remember, there's always you caught me and I caught you too, because we're both here one-on-one. And he said, hey, bro, what happened over here? What happened over there? Well, you know what happened. Obviously, you're asking me the story. What's happening? Right? What's happening right now, though? Fuck what happened then. What's happening right now? And I'm not tough, bro, but I was going to stand my ground. I wasn't going to take no shit, right? And he said, oh, yeah, fucking, we're feeling some type of way. We're feeling some type of way. I said, well, bro, I'm right here. Do what you got to do. Nah, we'll all get at you. Well, why don't you get at me? Nah, we'll all get at you. Okay, well, fucking, I'm going to get at the parole office, fool, before I'm late and go back on a violation for fucking having a conversation with a poop butt. And that's what I did. I understood then, man, and only then, right, that it becomes a thing where one-on-one, most of the time, these dudes are going to either be cool with you, be your friend, want an autograph, a hug, a picture. It's all good. Let's drink a pistol. But then later on, get on the internet or get around the homies and talk shit. Hey, I seen that fool. That fool didn't want no smoke, right? Oh, no, he wanted all the smoke. You didn't. You know, and Bozo strikes me as that type of individual, you know, to be speaking on Gold Toes. Oh, Gold Toes is trying to take over Southern California. We can't let him establish. Hey, bro, if these vatos are the G Leagues, how can a G League guy take over a whole fucking area? How can a G League guy sign fucking people and put guys on? Come on, bro, stop it, right? Oh, man, these vatos fucking, they're trying to invade our, ain't no one trying to, motherfuckers can't go to fucking Magic Mountain or what? You can't. It's just, I don't understand if they're not a threat and they lost already and they're fucking, he said, they're China. Norteños are China to our USA. Sounds scared. China's more advanced. You got to do your fucking research and your shit, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to North and South, there's no fucking difference but where you grew up. You got to look at it this way. If I grew up in LA, I would have been a Sureño, a Southsider. Most definitely, because that's where I would have grew up. If I'd have grew up in Fresno, I'd have been a Bulldog. And all the common denominator in this shit, and the reason why I don't say I would have been a Crip or I would have been a Blood, and I don't even give that any fucking thought, is because I'm for my people, the Raza, brown people. So I would have definitely been part of a brown thing, which the predominant brown gangs or brown causes are the South, the North, and the Bulldogs, right? I'm not fucking stupid enough to sit here and say, I would never be them. Fuck them vatos, I'll never be. They don't carry themselves a certain way. Well, how do you know if you ain't never functioned with them? How do you know if you ain't never sat down and had a conversation with them? You can't base assumptions on by what you think comes if you don't know. And this guy just strikes me as someone who's causing chaos and poison and trying to fuck up, you know, good things that are going. You can't be like, hey, homie, it's all about, us, and it's all about, because if it was all about that, bro, then you wouldn't have let them shenanigans go on that happened at Hoodstocks the other day between Lefty and Lucky. If you were a real one, a seasoned vet like you proclaim to be or act, Holmes, you would have killed that noise immediately because you know how stupid that made motherfuckers look. I'm just saying, I'm not here to defend the North whatsoever or defend the South whatsoever. I'm here to say that this fucking Vato doesn't speak for nobody, bro, because real G's, real ones that have really been around the way will say straight up, I'm about to know what the fuck he's talking about, bro. You know how many North and South I seen, bro, on yards together, treating each other with so much respect? You see them getting off together against non-actives and Bulldogs and doing that, bro? There's a common denominator there. It's called Raza. There's a common denominator there. It's called respect. There's a common denominator there. It's called acceptance, man. They accept each other, man, for who they are. And you recognize your adversary as a real ones. And that's what real ones do, man. When you're on the streets constantly, it reminds me of someone that just runs his neck. Them vatos don't want to see us. They don't want to see us. Okay, go see them then. No, see, because the way my seeing works, right? Nah. Fuck seeing us. How about seeing you? With that being said, again, Bozo, direct message. Don't take it as disrespect, bro. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just calling it the way I see it, For someone who has a lot of intelligence, which I see he does, for someone who has a lot of poise and thinks about what he says before he says it, you say all the wrong shit. You got to get back to thinking. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Hey, got nothing but respect for the South Side, man. Got primos, real South Side. I mean, real, not even radios, right? The real ones. And they even get at me and I ask them, hey, what's up with this dude, bro? Why is he always talking shit? Like, he doesn't even know what time it is. And they said, man, about the fucking, look at his ears. They're all pointy and shit. Don't even trip. Again, man, I just hope that in the future, people could really understand that this North and South shit, bro, is for the birds. It's not the huelga. It's really not no difference, man. Just because you grew up in a certain area. We've heard everything. Oh, they're trying to act black. Oh, they're trying to do this. And we've heard the same thing in the South. They're all paisas. They're scared to come out and, just different things. It's all propaganda and people woofing on each other. Half the dudes constantly woofing ain't never did shit. Ain't never been nowhere. Ain't never functioned at a high level with real Southsiders or real Norteños, bro. Because believe me, when you're on them 4 yards, them 180s, them 270s where it counts, then you'll understand, damn, everybody got some gangster in them. Most definitely. Bang, bang.